Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video, I'll be going over the Poison Nova Necromancer. I decided to try one out and ended up having a lot of fun with it, so I wanted to share what I tested out. There are a couple different ways to go about this build, and it all comes down to personal preference. I'll be going over stats, skills, and gear that I tested out, and as always, I will have a link in the description for you to download the files and test it out in single player for yourselves. If you have any suggestions regarding gear recommendations or skills, please comment below. And before we begin, if you could please like this video and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. So the stats for the Poison Nova Necromancer, it's a very common setup. You add enough strength just to wear your gear, which shouldn't be much due to Enigma. You'll add just enough dexterity to wear your gear, and all the rest of your points will go into vitality to get as much life as you possibly can. For the skills for the Poison Nova Necro, there's a few different builds that I came across. However, this is what I tested out. For Poison and Bone skills, this is your main skill tree that you will be using. You max out Poison Nova, this is your main attack, and then you will max out Poison Dagger and Poison Explosion. These are synergies to Poison Nova. I then put 1 point into Bone Armor just for a little bit of defense, and 1 point into Bone Wall just in case I need to put up a wall and create some space. And then I put 1 point into Teeth as a prerequisite for Corpse Explosion, and put at least 1 point plus into Corpse Explosion. As you can see here, mine is level 8. More points doesn't change the damage in it. It will always do the same amount of damage. It just changes the radius in which Corpse Explosion can hit. Some builds max this out, however, it depends on what you feel, but this is a good secondary skill to use once the monsters start dying and you start exploding their corpses. They'll start dropping pretty quick. For summon skills, I put 1 point into Raised Skeletons, 1 point into Mages, and 1 point into Revives, and then I put 1 point into Clay Golem, 1 point into Blood Golem, 1 point into Fire Golem. You don't have to put any into Fire. I was just testing it out, and I also like the Fire Golem. But the main golem you want to use is Iron, and as you can see here, I put at least 5 into it. And what you want to do with the Iron Golem, you want to make it out of an Insight Rune Word if you have the resources. That way you always have the Meditation Aura with you, and it helps with your mana regeneration. And a side note, the only way this goes away is if you recast it on a different item, if you die, or if it dies. It will follow you from game to game. Then I put 10 points into Skeleton Mastery. This boosts the life and damage of your summons. I put at least 1 point into Golem Mastery. Here, as you can see, I put 6. And then put at least 1 point into Summon Resist to increase the resistances for your summon. For your curses, you want to put 1 point into all the prerequisites leading up to lower resist. And for lower resist, you want to put at least 1 point into it. You don't need to max it out. You'll get plus skills from your gear. At level 16 or 18, it gives a negative 61 resist all. And at level 19 plus, it gives a negative 62. The only thing that really changes is the radius when you cast it. So in my opinion, all the extra points that you'd put into it would be a waste. For gear, there are so many combinations you can do. However, this is what I'm using. If you want to share your setups, please leave them in the comments below. For the weapon, I'm using Death's Web with a poison facet in it. It gives +2 to skills, +2 to poison and bone skills, and negative enemy poison resistance. Overall, it's just a nice weapon to use. For armor, I use Enigma. It gives strength, teleport, and +2 to skills. For the helmet, there are a few options. However, I like Crown of Ages. It gives +1 to skills, resistances, has 2 sockets that you can put 2 poison facets in, and the strength requirement for it isn't an issue as long as you're wearing Enigma. For my amulet and my rings, I use the common setup of Mara's and 2 Stones of Jordan's. It gives plus skills, and then you get resistances, stats, and increased mana, so it's nice to have. For my boots, I am using Marowaks. They give strength, dex, and they help with mana regeneration as well. For the shield, belt, and gloves, I'm wearing Train Set for the combo bonus, the 3-piece combo bonus. It gives a negative 25 to enemy poison resistance, which is really nice since you are a Poison Nova Necromancer. And also the shield gives +2 to poison and bone skills, some strength, some dexterity, fire resistance, poison resistance. So it's a nice shield to have. For the belt, Trang's belt, it gives life, mana, cannot be frozen. It's just a nice belt. And also the gloves, they give faster cast rate and +25 to poison skill damage. So overall, it's not a bad combination to have. For the switch, I have Calling to Arms as always for the battle orders, and then I have a Spirit Shield to help increase the skill level of battle orders. So that's what you want on your switch. For your Charms, you want Poison and Bone Grand Charms with as much life as you possibly could get on them. You want 9 of these, and then you want a Necromancer Torch and an Annie Small Charm. And if you're lacking in resistances, try to get all resist small charms. If you can't find all resist small charms, they have specific resistances. So if you're lacking in lightning, you can get lightning ones or fire, etc. But you want to aim for plus 20 to life, 5 all resist small charms. And if you want, they also have life and mana small charms as well. For my mercenary, it's a pretty common setup. I have an Act 2 Holy Freeze mercenary. I have Infinity Rune Word on him to help with lower resistances. I put a Fortitude armor on him, and then I have an Andy's helmet on him as well for leech life. So this is the Poison Nova Necromancer. Again, there are different variations of this build. However, this is one that I enjoy doing. If you have any recommendations, skill setups, or gear variations, please comment below. If you'd like to try it out for yourself on single player, the link to download the files are in the description. If you could please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel to help me grow, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, thanks for tuning in, and I will end this video with a little bit of gameplay.